that's my president. Donald Trump, the first black president.
Unfiltered.
Full combat mode.
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a, gimme, gimme, gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business, you want to be successful, you want to be like Trump, gimme, 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 push, 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 step, 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 crush, crush, crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped. Just, you know, I feel like, instead of us just being like, slavery's bad, slavery's bad, bad whitey, bad whitey. I mean, all right, let's stop that. And everybody's smart enough to know that, I mean, we've been slighted. And we want ours. And I don't mean by like ours, 40 acres and a mule, because we're past that. But we need help. I mean, for us to be on our own 2 feet, us meaning youth or us meaning black people, whatever you want to take it for us to be on our own 2 feet, we do need help. Because we have been here. We have been a good friend. If you want to make it a relationship type thing, we have been there. And now we deserve our payback. It's like you got a friend that you don't never look out for. You know, you dressed up in jewels. Now America's got jewels and they paid and everything. And they lending money to everybody except us. Help black kids, Mexican kids, Korean kids, whatever. But it needs to be real. It's too much money here. I mean, nobody should be hitting lotto for 36 million and we got people starving in the streets. There's no way that these people should own planes and their people don't have houses, apartments, shacks, drawers. We all know how hard it is, and it's not about if you good or you bad. So since it's not about if you good or you bad, we know that because he don't got don't mean he was bad. Or don't mean he's a criminal, or don't mean he's crazy, or a drug addict, or none of that. It just means he don't got. And ain't it bad that you got 30? I mean, can you imagine somebody having $32 million? $32 million. And this person has nothing? These are the type of people that get humanitarian awards. Millionaires. How can they be humanitarians? By the fact that they millionaires and there's so many poor people shows how unhumane they are. That bugs me. Not saying that when I'm never going to be rich and you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying it's a struggle and I think everybody deserves. And I think there's a way to pay these people.
They're hardcore. They're not going to be good. In 10 years, in 20 years, in 2 years, they're going to be criminals. They were born to be criminals.
Damn. So we born to be criminals now? That's crazy. I tell you, boy, jokes just keep writing themselves, don't they? Man. But this what y'all voted for, though. Black Trump supporters. You know, the ones that swear up and down this man not racist. What y'all think about that?
Conservatives are never going to accept you. I'd rather be as lonely as Cardi B's last brain cell than surrounded by weakness.
Let me make one thing very clear. I am not upset that you voted Republican. But what I am upset about is you voting as a MAGA Republican in support of this administration. Tap dancing for the oppressor while still being oppressed. So now I'm putting all your asses in one video so you can look back at this and see how crazy you look as being part of this cult. And you might not care about it now, but remember, what's on the internet will always be on the internet.
These black people are really struggling and they're turning into these maniacs. It seems like they don't do anything right. They're obnoxious, they're rude, they're inconsiderate.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
Just a coon.
And it is true that black people are, in this day and age, unfortunately, seem to have very low moral character. And we just want black people to take accountability and say, look, I'm not a bad person. But if I'm someplace and I see some black person walking in with their pants sagging and they can't articulate what their problem is or what they need, and they're rude and they're aggressive and I'm in fear for my life, like, yeah, I have a problem with all of that.
America is not a racist country. But if you were looking for racism today, you'd find it in cities run by Democrats.
You sit in shit too long, it stops smelling. So come the fuck out of there.
I'm an African-American mother of 5, an educated woman. And let me tell you, I love when my masculine man puts on his MAGA hat. Why? I love it when he wears his MAGA hat, because not just because he looks sexy in it, y'all, but because it represents, look, show him, baby. Ooh, ooh, because it represents this man's commitment to God, his commitment to his country, and his commitment to his family. And that is why I love it when my man, my husband of 18 years, wears his MAGA hat.
Now you say you are a black educated woman. Then why didn't you educate yourself on this cult, this racist, Project 2025, hot mess of an administration? And then you say him wearing that red hat represents his love for God and his love for family. Girl, please. Neither God nor black families is what Trump supports. Even white folks realize that now and regret it.
I see things now. I see them clearly. I just want you all to know. I'm sorry.
But you still here waving it proudly. Such a shame.
Papa, what happened?
Like a damn fool.
You don't say.
Ashamed to admit.
I like this song. Speak on it.
I won't do that again.
No, you won't.
Papa didn't get the memo.
There's nothing more confusing, mind-boggling, and like reality-altering than you finding out one of your friends is MAGA. I've always lived in unprecedented times. I've never had a precedented time. But there are some things that I think are kind of like a through line, that you can have some type of homeostasis, like your friends not being a bigot. If you've been friends with someone for more than 10 years, you would assume that you would know their like political beliefs, whether they're conservative, whether they're liberal, whether they're neoliberal, whether they're a moderate. Most of my friends are somewhere in the middle, right? Because no one's a hard left or hard right person in my life for various reasons. Last week, in a group chat, I was talking to 4 friends I went to grad school with, and one made a statement about how well the country's doing. And we were all like, the country's doing well? And he was like, yeah, I can't believe all the things that are finally happening, finally coming to fruition. America first, and you know, all the things in the country that have been given to people now are based on merit. Sir, merit? You served in the US military. You got a scholarship, a grant as a veteran. You are the Chief King recipient of DEI, but now you think the country's doing well and you got your degree based on merit?
You know what's wild to me? Is people that will unfriend people who voted for Donald Trump. And I don't mean in a social media unfriend way. I mean in a real world way. Like they will stop talking to them. They want them out of their lives. They no longer have anything to do with them. They're done, right? Now, kudos to those people who know that you might have voted for Donald Trump or switched parties and will want to have dialogue with you and still rock with you and still have a conversation. Like they want to debate and have jokes and fun, but at the end of the day still say, yo, let's get some lunch or let's have a brew, whatever. I can't believe you, but you my boy. I love you. I'm still going to do this. But there are some people who really want you out of their life. They be like, I can't. If you support Donald Trump, everything I've ever thought about you for the last 20 years, out the window, because I'm disappointed in you.
See, here's the thing. It's not about political differences anymore. This isn't just Democrats versus the Republicans, just like in the old days. This is about people, sometimes our own people, supporting an administration that has been built on white supremacy, nationalism, and division. That is way deeper than a political disagreement. And then to me, if your friendship requires me to ignore that, then this wasn't a real friendship in the first place.
Had we been your friends for years?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Had we worked more of than anybody in this country?
Yes, sir. Sure have.
Right. You got hungry, we give you something to eat, don't we, Ben?
Yes, sir.
And his name is Billy Wells. That's right.
She actually appointed you, Tim? And think of it, appointed, and you're the senator of his state, and she endorsed me. You must really hate her. No, it's a shame. It's a shame. Uh-oh.
I just love you.
No, that's...
I'm done with all the Uncle Tom token blacks. Like, you're not that smart. You're not even that conservative. You built your career on a grift that is now dead. You were hired when diversity quotas were a thing. You were hired when white guilt is a thing. I don't feel white guilt. I never have. DEI is over. So now you're done. You need to be fired.
Stop eating us. Stop eating our babies. Stop eating our babies. What's happening?
I need for you to give me a bill that was passed in either Congress or the Senate that was written and presented by the Republican Party specifically for black folks.
Now this woman has a point. What have y'all done for black people? I can already hear the Republicans jabbing in my ear. We don't pass bills for black people. We pass bills for all people, all Americans. Really? Then tell me why you have accepted the cancellation of Executive Order 1124-6-1965, because that order specifically prohibited discriminatory hiring practices by federal contractors. It required affirmative action plans to help minorities get a fair shot. But y'all accepted its cancellation. No questions asked. And yet, what have you put into place to replace it? Not a damn thing. So you cannot sit here and tell me that racism, discrimination, and unfair treatment do not exist. Because let me tell you something, the receipts are endless.
MAGA family, I was on TikTok Live, and a fellow Trump supporter said that all he needed was my vote. I'll never be part of the MAGA family. And that I'm black, I'll never be accepted, but he just got my vote. Nah, that's crazy. Like, I love MAGA Nation, I love the MAGA family, and that breaks my heart that someone would speak to me like that right after the election.
So what you're experiencing is, it's a two-phase system. If you engage in the first phase of it, the second phase of it is inevitable. From what you're saying, you're entering the second phase. We call that phase find out. You voluntarily participated in phase one. Fuck around. And now, phase two is coming along. It's time to find out.
Donald Trump is the first black president. Amen. Because he's the first one that has actually addressed issues in the black community. Like, Obama didn't do it. He said it, not me. I mean, in my lifetime, I've gone through Clinton, Bush, and Obama. Neither of them have done anything.
They certainly haven't advocated for responsibility and taking ownership of your own life and knowing that you are an individual and that in America, you have freedom. We defined you as free.
They didn't even put America first. Yeah, guys. You know, Donald J. Trump puts America first.
The mental gymnastics to say such things out loud is beyond me.
It's time for you to be in the land of the brave. Republican Party, yeah, they free to slay. Indicted presidents before we seen the FC list. They only hating on Trump because they know that cracker rich. Just Democrat Party don't even want you nigga rich.
We can't leave the Black MAGA pastors out of this equation.
Let us pray for our 47th president. Heavenly Father, we're so grateful that you gave our 45th and now our 47th president a millimeter miracle. We are grateful that you are the one that have called him for such a time as this, that America would begin to dream again.
But when I go to the White House, they're not mad. Matter of fact, my church increases when I go. They don't get mad and leave, but they pray for me and say, Pastor, I'm proud that you're standing, praying for a man and speaking truth to power and allowing God to use you. And that's why you need to thank God for having a man like Pastor Travis. Because of his stand here in Mobile, Alabama, it helped influence President Trump that in this same month of June, he has dismantled the LGBTQ flag, that they would not fly on buildings or be posted. And he said at his inauguration that there are two genders, male and female. That's something every pastor should have been preaching in every pulpit, but God used Donald Trump to declare morality.
So let's look at one of our pastors working at an elementary school being fired. Let's listen to what he has to say. And let me get this man all the way together.
I want to explain it to people kind of what happened. So I have been working as a fourth grade teacher at a private Christian school in Jacksonville. I don't talk to people about politics at my job or anything like that. I keep my personal life separate. Because when you sometimes work in these environments, usually when there's a black woman in leadership, right, that's Democrat, you have these type of problems. So what ended up happening was brought me in and they asked me about the video. They asked me why did I believe white supremacy and not being a real thing and racism and systematic racism. And I had to explain that, which I thought was unacceptable, because I asked them a question. I said, if I was a Democrat and I was fighting for those things that you consider valuable for the black community, would I even be sitting in this office? And the answer was clearly no. But the thing that really bothered me at the end of this meeting was they basically said that this would be brought up to the higher ups, and that I had a choice to make. In so many words, either I could choose to completely stop speaking about what I was speaking about. There would be consequences.
So you're a pastor out here representing faith and truth, but instead your ass is out there spreading white supremacist propaganda to children, to the kids.
I want to set the record straight and be clear. A few people said you said you got fired, but then some people say that you quit. So which one was it? It was both. Because I was given an ultimatum that if I did not stop posting on my social media, that the company would have to let me go.
To not let you poison the next generation with your delusion is a boss move to me.
So I want to share, I'm telling y'all more as it goes on, more of the abuse that I experienced on this job as a conservative, right? So one of the things that I was told was one day I was teaching my kids. It was morning. It was the first period. This is a Christian school, by the way, right? And so I'm teaching. I think I'm even teaching Bible or something. I don't know. And I get a knock on the door. I'm wearing a jacket, right? It's something I've wore all the time. Several other Christian schools. And the dean of students come to me. Same nasty black women that caused me to resign. But they told me my jacket actually looked gay and I need to take it off. It looks feminine and gay, right? I've never been disrespected like this. Never been talked to like this. But that's what they told me. But that's another form of the abuse.
So here you are now, jobless. And you have the audacity.
Give, send, go. It's called Fire for Speaking Now, Fight Back. People have already started giving. You can go on there. A lot of you have asked, how can you give? How can I help? Well, we have started a give, send, go for you to help us reach our goal. Our first goal is going to be $5,000. And anybody who wants to help, right, to just bring light to the situation, right? So if you want to go and give $5, $10, $100, whatever you can give to help us, you can go do that today.
You better ask the church for the tithe. You better ask them for all the tithe they have, because asking the people, which you love to call the woke people, we are awake.
There's not a lot of laws that protect people against discrimination because of their political beliefs, especially if it's a charter or private school. It is unfortunate that we're there, but what we can do is support me and expose this and continue to expose this.
Who are you talking? Who's we, sir? We what? You better have a fundraiser at your church and ask those people that are also in your cult to help you and support you.
So this is me cleaning out my classroom. You know, this shouldn't be happening in any workplace for conservatives or Christians or, and this is a Christian school, but it's predominantly black. These are run by black Democrats. But you know, you can't speak as a Republican. You can't speak as a conservative without losing your job. After my Jubilee interview, I was brought in by my dean and told in so many words, you cannot speak about that. You have to, we're going to watch your Facebook, we're going to watch your social media. You won't be allowed to speak about it. And I refuse to not speak about what I want to speak about.
Black women for Trump? Yes! 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 Black women for what? Yes!
Bro's doing the swap. Yeah, man, 2024. That's right. That's why I'm here today. That's right. Yeah, Cowboys for Trump, baby. Yeah. Black Cowboys for Trump, baby.
They will never learn.
All right, so every time I come to an area that's nice, the thing that they have in common is that there are like no black people around, and I am dead serious about that. And I know that people are not going to like me. You're going to be talking crap about it, whatever. This is the reality of the situation. I'm in Boston for work right now. I'm at the waterfront or seaport or whatever it is, and I was just walking around. It's nice. It obviously looks expensive. There's nice restaurants. Everybody's just chilling, like families. Just everybody is acting normal, and I'm just like, oh my God, there are like no black people here. And when I mean no black people, I mean none. All right.
Just a fool. A fool.
Trump's martial law. Where are the tanks?
As the President of the United States, I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is?
Operationalized by the Secretary of the Army, Dan Driscoll, through the D.C. Guard. You will see them flowing into the streets of Washington in the coming week. They will be strong, they will be tough, and they will stand with their law enforcement partners.
Where are the soldiers kicking down doors? Because all I see are people sipping oat milk lattes and filming F-drum TikToks from their luxury apartments. Y'all keep screaming, we live in a dictatorship. From the comfort of your iPhone, with full Wi-Fi, while canceling people for not using your preferred pronouns.
God, I can't. I cannot. So for my people, still riding for MAGA, understand this. You can disagree on policy. You can vote Republican. You can have conservative values. But when you stand under that red MAGA hat, you stand for racism, you stand for oppression, and the erasure of black progress. And you might not care today. You'll probably laugh it off. I know. But trust me, history is watching. And one day you will regret how far you bend over for an oppressor that did not have your back. Now guys, let me know what you think in the comments. If you rock with this, hit a like, hit a subscribe for your girl. You already know your girl's head is hot right now. And share this video with someone who needs a wake-up call. Because silence is sometimes complicity, and I refuse to be silent. See you in the next one, guys. Peace.